Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice Mobile. The current character challenge is Kahndaq Black Adam. It's a 1 week repeat, and the required characters are Sinestro, Green Arrow, and Catwoman, all available at Bronze, so that's a great entry point for all newer players. His passive is the Thunder King. Black Adam's basic combo and special attacks apply electrical damage over time, and if not blocked, drains opponent's power. He's got attack of 1100, health of 1200, and he was last available July 2020. And only because Killer Frost was last week's challenge, as a direct comparison, they have the same amount of health, but he's got 1100 attack instead of 800 that Killer Frost had. So decent stats, not top tier stats, but pretty good. As a channel, we're pretty partial to Black Adams because he's fast, and Regime Black Adam used to be the most common gold pack card to get, and it was the first gold card on our first ever account. So unfortunately, despite a nice sounding passive, it doesn't do enough of what it promises to make a difference in fights. It's not all basics, it's actually the combo ender, even though it doesn't say that in the passive. And it's sort of a two-part passive, right? So the basic combo and special attacks, there's damage over time, whatever you do, and I guess it has to be unblocked in order to have a combo ender. And if not blocked, drains opponent's power. So there's more than one gold, I think, that have passives that don't amount to much, and you need to like them for other things other than their passives to make them worthwhile playing. And in Black Adam's case, for us specifically, it's both his speed and the nostalgia factor. So he's not a great character, he's a good character, decent stats, a better sounding passive than it really is when you actually play with him. This week's multiplayer reward is, as expected, the super pill, which becomes the Overpowered Super. And when it's maxed out, it gives you a 50% damage boost to basic attacks, 50% crit chance on basic attacks, 90% life drain on combo ender. And when it's fully evolved and maxed out, there's a 15% drain power on combo ender also. It was last available October 2020, and we are still on track with 19th week in a row into the current established cycle after a quick interruption 19 weeks ago. The previous one was actually much longer than that. And if the pattern holds, next week should be Flashpoint Aquaman. So Overpowered Super, it's an excellent piece of gear for basic damage dealer. It's got the highest crit chance for basic damage possible, which is 50%. I think there might be other gears that have it. So, but 50%, when you combine that with a max augmented crit chance card, you get as close to 100% on basics as the game allows. It comes at a bit of a price because there are other cards that have slightly lower crit chance but higher basic damage boost. This boosts damage by 50% only. You've got other cards that boost basic damage by 70% but not quite as much crit chance boost. The good thing though is, in addition to that, so it's a little bit give and take there, it's also got combo ender effects. So it's all sort of synergistic basic damage effects. I'm not the biggest fan of combo enders, but the other two abilities more than make up for it. And I think this is probably the closest you can get to the platonic ideal of a gear for a basic damage dealer. The same way that, Tantu Totem is for special specialists and Astro Harnesses for tanks. These are sort of the three most important gears for those kind of roles that you want the characters on your team to play. Moving into the store is there's a Suicide Squad Deadshot bundle for $24.99. It comes with power credits. Remember, whenever you buy a character, it does not unlock that in your store, so any other promotions would have to come with paying for them or eventually unlocking them in the challenge. But since this is included in next week's challenge, there's a very good chance you won't need to pay for them if you just wait a week, get them in the challenge. So it's interesting. It fits with our prediction from last week. So if you count up to Kahndaq Black Adam, we are 8 weeks into a repeat of 8 challenges that started last year, May 2020. And if you count Suicide Deadshot, which we expect to be next week's challenge as the 9th, we're getting a couple months run now of repeated challenges that we can predict. So if the pattern holds, next week's Suicide Squad Deadshot, and the week after should be Rebirth Jessica Cruz. We've got another interesting pack. Ultimate Bringers of Justice. It's $125. Quote, it contains 10 of the best heroes. And if you read through the list, they are all previous challenge characters except for Dawn of Justice Batman, who was previously a random drop in a pack. 125 is a huge amount, and I guess now that we've been doing this for a while, it's interesting to look at the pattern. So this pack was last available the week of Christmas in 2020, so December 24th. Our recap, we had it at $95. So it's gone up $30 since then. And it's been sort of a steady climb. It was available for, well, maybe not a steady climb, $99 in December 2019. So a year ago before that, it was $4 more. But the month before that, November 2019, it was only $66. When it first came out, that was a $66 pack, and now it's $125. Oh my goodness, pandemic inflation. Okay. Our Survivor is the 4th World Gear set until the 19th of May. Phantom Zone is back for 2 weeks. Take advantage of that. Fight 62 is still broken. Last week's breakthrough was Deadshot, Wonder Woman, and Static, as expected. So this coming weekend is probably Zatanna, Flash, and Solomon Grundy. Link in the description to a Reddit thread started by Devlin16, who's one of the mods on that Injustice subreddit. Goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. And it's been pretty good ever since they finally added the last few characters that had been excluded from breakthrough for the longest time. Okay. So if we move on to the current glitches, remember that every working glitch is explained in a tutorial video, as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the I in the top right corner of this video. We are Android only, and specifically we're Android 9 only. So we can only confirm these glitches for Android 9. If you are on a different iteration of Android or you're on iOS, we've got some comments about that, but you might want to help each other out based on your own experiences with your devices. So because you can get to the playlist for all the working glitches, we're going to start like usual with the not working glitches that people are interested in, that they want and might have actually existed before but don't anymore. So the first part is the glitch for getting credits. Actually, I'm not even sure since the most recent update whether it still works, but there is definitely no glitch for power credits that we're willing to endorse. Mainly because it's too dangerous and there's a risk of account suspension. We talk about it in a lot more detail in our previous P and Q and C and A and T, Season 6, Episode 9. Main point is, when you are simultaneously logged into one account with 2 devices, that's the dangerous thing, and that's what that glitch required. If you're interested, I'm sure you can find it, but it's not something that we want to talk about and lead people astray, potentially getting their account suspended. So also, other things don't work. The glitch for getting repeated past multiplayer season rewards, not working. The glitch for getting multiplayer season rewards early, not working in a way that's exploitable. There is no glitch to get through Phantom Zone quickly, but there are lots of strategies. We've actually talked at length about a few of them, and they're under our video playlist about the really super fast Phantom Zone runs. And I've got one that's under 12 minutes for 1 crystal that I think people would like to see. Should be coming up soon. And the glitch that used to let you get the free energy without watching the video, they fixed that with the last update. Working glitches now. So the glitch to let you play Phantom Zone repeatedly, still working. The challenge reset method, also still working. They are both the same. The challenge reset glitch has been tested on the current Kahndaq Black Adam challenge. The reason why it's important to recognize that they're both the same, getting through the challenge takes some time, but it's still faster than Phantom Zone. So just remember that when you're trying to reset one, that you're going to reset progress for the other. So you don't want to make the mistake and play a bunch of Phantom Zone, take a break, do the challenge, and if you reset it, all of a sudden, boom, you've lost your Phantom Zone progress. If you're on Android 10, and your main problem with using a challenge reset is because it requires you to download more than 1 gig of data when you clear the app data, there's a potential solution. We've cut and pasted it into the description. It's from one of our viewers, Tame Kakde, and it tells you which files you want to move around on your device so that instead of deleting it, you just move it over clear the app data and then move that file back in so you don't actually have to re-download it. And also, comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge on an iOS device. The breakthrough glitch let you play repeatedly, still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch still working. So that's the idea that if you don't like what you get as a random drop from a pack, you just get a refund and you try again. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Really important. Make sure you bring your countdown clock back to normal before you're finished, because that is probably the biggest culprit for when people have trouble with events such as Phantom Zone or the next challenge not showing up when they're supposed to. And that's it for working and not working glitches, but there's one that's sort of in between. We joke and we don't, but it's the promotion glitch where you can promote characters still locked. It's never actually failed us when the conditions have been correct, but the conditions haven't been correct for a couple of years since update 2.14. So that's the only reason it's still in the list, because it's a glitch that hasn't failed us yet when the conditions are right, and we're still hopeful that the conditions will come back, but they just haven't for a long, long time. So anyways, and that's it. So this is where we like to thank our supporters on Patreon. And that's a big thank you to Console Peasant and Edwoon supporting us at the top tier, Last Word, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo supporting us at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 2for1, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level. And thank you guys all for watching and supporting us. We'll see you next time. Komoda.